All right, let's cut through the noise. You've probably seen those wild thumbnails, those whispers in comment sections about countries where you can supposedly roll up, get multiple spouses, free land, and a government check just for showing up. Sounds like a fever dream, right? Like something straight out of a movie where the hero stumbles into a bizarre utopia. Well, today we're going to grab that internet rumor by the horns and see what's legit and what's just clickbait. Imagine waking up in a place where the community actually wants you there. So much so, they're smoothing the path. Now, the whole multiple spouses handed to you at the border thing, mostly that's ancient history or a deep cultural misunderstanding. In modern, legally recognized terms, it's not a widespread reality in the way some forums might make it sound. For instance, you might hear tales about Armenia, a country nestled in the Caucasus Mountains, roughly the size of Maryland. It's a land of ancient monasteries when the air in a village can be a crisp 50 degrees Fahrenheit even when summer's kicking off. Rent in some villages, we're talking as low as $100 a month. Now here's the kicker, some folks get twisted. Historically, and in some very isolated rural areas, there's been a cultural acceptance of polygamous marriages, often as a way to rebuild communities after tough times like wars or massive immigration that left populations hurting. We're talking about ensuring family lines continued, that there were enough hands to work the land, which might be, say, a small farm of 5 to 10 acres. Modern Armenia officially adheres to monogamy, like the US. But this cultural undertone, this deep emphasis on family and community rebuilding, means that foreigners who marry an Armenian citizen and are willing to embrace these deeply rooted traditions often find a welcome like nowhere else. Think a support system that's more solid than your last crypto investment. They have accessible visa options, and citizens of many countries can enter Armenia visa-free for up to 180 days a year. Marrying a local can seriously streamline getting permanent residency. So, not quite free wives for all, but a unique cultural landscape where family and community growth are king. Now, let's talk about something that is shockingly real, the price of putting a roof over your head. Forget saving up for a down payment that looks like a phone number. We're heading to Eastern Europe, to places like Moldova. This small country, sandwiched between Romania and Ukraine, is about the size of South Carolina. And what's wild here isn't just the quiet, vineyard-dotted countryside. It's the housing. In some rural villages struggling with declining populations, a bit like some small towns you might see in the Midwest, but with a different history, local councils are practically giving away real estate. I mean, properties sold for a symbolic price, sometimes just a few dollars. The catch? You usually have to commit to renovating the place and living there for a set number of years, maybe 5 or 10. Imagine snagging a fixer-upper, maybe a solid brick house on a quarter-acre plot for less than the cost of a new video game. Rent in smaller towns, if you're not buying, can be as low as $150 a month. And your groceries? Fresh produce from local markets might set you back 30, maybe $40 for a whole week. We're talking a lifestyle where a few $100s a month affords you a comfortable existence. Citizens from over 100 countries, including the United States, can visit Moldova without a visa for up to 90 days per visit. It's a chance to step back in time, cost-wise, but still be a few hours' flight from major European hubs. If you're digging this idea of seriously leveling up your life by finding these kinds of overlooked opportunities, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. My team and I are constantly hunting for these game-changing scenarios, and you won't want to miss what's next. We're all about giving you the intel to make big moves. Okay, so cheap houses are one thing, but what if the government itself is actively trying to encourage family formation, sometimes with a little nudge towards international couples? Let's look at a place like Kazakhstan. This massive country, we're talking the 9th largest in the world, bigger than Alaska and Texas combined, has some unique demographics. In certain regions, there's a noticeable gender imbalance with more women than men. To tackle this and encourage family growth, they've had programs like the International Marriage Support Program. This isn't just talk. It can involve financial assistance, help with cultural integration, and even professional support to attract foreign spouses. Think about it. Child-rearing bonuses that could add up to several $1,000s over time. Subsidized mortgages with interest rates that would make your U.S. banker weep, maybe around 2 or 3%. And grants for newlyweds to cover housing expenses. Rent in smaller Kazakh towns can be as low as $150 to $200 a month. And get this, traditionally, multiple spouses did exist in Kazakh culture, especially among nobility, as a way to build tribal alliances and ensure large families. While Kazakhstan is modernly legally monogamous, that cultural DNA valuing big, interconnected families is still strong. So marrying a local isn't just a personal commitment, it's often seen as strengthening the community fabric. U.S. citizens can enter Kazakhstan visa-free for up to 30 days per visit, and for those married to Kazakh citizens, the path to long-term residency can be much smoother, especially with these support programs. It's like the country is saying, hey, we value families and we're willing to invest in them. So the next time you're scrolling through your feed, feeling like the deck is stacked against you, remember this. The world is a massive place, way bigger than your current zip code. While those crazy free everything for expats headlines are usually 99% hype and 1% misunderstood reality, there are genuine, almost unbelievable opportunities out there. It's not about finding a loophole in life, but about understanding that different countries have different priorities, different demographic challenges, and sometimes that leads to incentives that sound too good to be true, but are actually on the level. It requires research, a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, and maybe learning a new language. But the chance to build a life with less financial stress in a community that might actually roll out the welcome mat in a very tangible way, that's not a pipe dream. That's just a plane ticket and a plan away for the determined. What kind of crazy opportunity would it take for you to make a move like this? If just got your gears turning, drop a comment below telling us which of these scenarios blew your mind the most, or if you know of another country with insane incentives. And don't forget to check out the next video popping up on your screen. You're going to want to see this. Thanks for watching.